Welcome to the PLL on ESPN, presented by Whirlpool. And welcome back to the Charm City. For both these teams, as we enter August, every game is so crucial, of course. But for the Redwoods,
defense, they're without Bernhardt. That's the big thing. The injury to...
You look at the Redwoods defense. Chris Fake is a big, imposing...
Diego. It was like, I'm back. Need to see more of that Garnsey flair and creativity.
two of the best collegiate face-off men ever. Their second game last week in San Diego on their homecoming weekend after they beat the Chaos the day before.
Good defense by JT Giles Harris leads to that goal.
Full Outlaws turning defense to offense to start.
Well, JT
and running, Tarafinko does a great job of crashing the crease. So if you're that lead man on a
3-3 after when they were the Chrome last year, they were easily the worst team in the league. O'Neal for two, bounces it wide.
But what about in the last 2 weeks?
He would disappear.
That was Hanley who caught some iron. He's got it back here off the restart, matched up with Isaiah Davis-Allen, who's back in the lineup. Advantage, tan top shelf smoke.
This is huge for Sam Hanley. His last full assist, 1.3 games. Sam Hanley, 6'5", two-handed, gets in, and then just...
His confidence been down, and just tell him how much we need him to play well. And I was like, get one early.
He can be an elite player in this league.
He can be an elite player. Yeah. He just gets caught up into trying to do the right thing and like not, you know what I mean?
Big start for the Outlaws. Big start for the Outlaws. Coach Sudan will have to watch that one.
Is left all by himself, given the point, like, yeah, that's all you. Cohen gets training camp, and then they just go on a tear, right? Because they move Dixon to attack. You got Schellenberger, he's playing, right? You got Teat, he's obviously still playing. He's obviously playing. They're not awake.
All Outlaws to start. O'Neal's on the board.
Something was done, like Brendan O'Neal. Take over this game, you're too good. And it's still
championship contender. We saw it last week in San Diego for the first half only. When Jesse Bernhardt, their defensive leader and captain, got hurt, they lost something spiritually, and then right now the route is on with Justin Anderson from about 13 yards.
You needed to call timeout. But
at his position against two-pointers, he's saving 82%. Only Colin Kerr. The problem is he's going against JT Giles Harris, who's playing like JT Giles Harris from 2 years ago when he was Defender of the Year.
The tough part is then you say, okay, well, go center
with the broken stick, and the PLL still can play with a broken stick.
You see one in green. There's O'Neal trying to go to the scoop shot. First game against Maryland. Here's Justin Anderson. He's already scored from long range. They move it. Ferrara, low angle. Second place right here at Homewood Field. You got the U12s at 10 a.m. Eastern. The long pole, Walker. He had a nasty highlight reel in high school. Gray for two, catches the pipe.
Finisher in the game, statistically. You're absolutely right.
Here's big Brendan O'Neal. Loves to sweep to that left hand. Missed it wide.
To Quint.
Seen a couple of bouncers already. There's O'Neal on the rollback. Gets back to the left and catches iron. Bundy. Oh, man, he can rip it with that sidewinder.
Claw. And like most legendary players would take offense to that and make it about my matchup. He's like, no, we're just going to keep riding Brendan O'Neal. Ferrara backhanders. Incredible individual effort here by Ferrara. Well, it's a nice pick there by Young. It doesn't necessarily make contact. Going through a little bit of a slump, confidence was down, and he just stuck with him. And just like, you're trying to make too much happen. You're basically playing not to lose, making turnovers.
Garnsey, first goal in style for California.
High school, he has one of the best mixed tapes you'll ever see, but functionally too, he does all the little things.
Those two guys are going at it. Maybe the most predictable scrap of the entire weekend, Manley and Garnsey. Here comes Tarafinko. He scored once already. Set it up on the wing, and the shot. Law lost it. And Zawada stabs it out of the air.
O'Neal's got a short stick.
Yeah. Ow, it's a pole goal. In for the injured Bernhardt, and Weil strokes it.
Just stays on. Just a ton of confidence.
You can see him both from the Rochester area. He knows that he's a reliable force in there.
And Bertrand trying to
To the gym, that's wild. 6 years out of college right now.
What a finish. Arm.
Well, I was crediting naturally. Pennell denies it. You can see him act like he's going to use the pick.
Simple. The level of difficulty there with him.
That's Ryan Tierney wearing 13 in green. Now Pennell got to get something off. Garnsey, that shot would have counted. McElroy with the save. New goalie for Redwoods is Chase Erlin, the rookie, who finished his college career here at Johns Hopkins after he started at Cornell. Can't stop that from Justin Anderson. First from inside the arc, and the Outlaws' onslaught continues.
Well, it's tough for a goaltender right before action. Played at Cornell for Pete Milliman. Spent his last grad transfer year at Hopkins.
Here's a rookie, Graham Bundy Jr., one of several rookies who starts on this Denver offense. Gets it back to Brennan O'Neill. After the pump fake, Hanley, foot inside the arc. That smoke, Drew. 95. Top shutter.
Is once he gets going, he's not really a guy that looks to feed the ball. There, he draws the double team after. I'm telling you, has something to prove today based off last week.
Weirman wins the face-off right down Charles Street. The former Maryland Terrapin does it himself.
Offensive exit, you've got to respect him. You've got to know your scout. In the cage.
Dalton Young bumped off his spot. Young, by the way, another rookie wearing number 11. Hanley, just too big. Room.
This is the Sam Hanley. This game, this first half. This huge head of steam coming from the box. And it's just brute force. I'm just bigger and more physical than you.
I just think it's a time thing. It's a commitment thing.
He's got his first hat trick of the season. There are 2 flags down. Pennell can't finish on McElroy.
Pennell got robbed.
Keeps it against Chris Merle with a short stick matchup. Here's Josh Zawada playing a little hangman. Outside Bundy for 2. Chase Erlin's got his first save after end to shoot. It has been in his cross for a while. Merle takes the shot. A jumper from a deep.
And he comes off the field talking smack the whole way to Merle.
That I'm not surprised by. Law gets it back to Anderson. Top corner. It's a hat trick for Justin Anderson with a 2-pointer in there. And Denver continues to dominate.
Today it's all about filling up the net. Takes Montgomery.
Snake says the league unveils host cities this year.
Credit for our crew setting up and working on such a scalding hot and humid day here in Charm City.
Great call, Q. And what a finish by. He came to the party. He showed up. He's got 2 goals in the first half.
You called him athleticism. Granted, he takes incredible care of his body, but now he's got more tricks. We saw the Canadian egg.
Like the man strength now, right? You're stronger when you're in your third.
So plagiarism is legal here.
Paul Rabel did that as a midfielder.
O'Neill, way too much space off the corner of the bar, and then Law missed the rebound.
I think he likes that, Quint, too, because it's away from the defensive stick pressure.
That shot.
When he does it on the left, a lot of times it's in front of defensive pressure. When he does it,
as the short stick matchup, Pennell operating up top now. Smith switches onto him. He skips it outside the arc for Dennis.
Above 50%. He's going toe-to-toe and beating guys like Trevor Baptiste.
Yeah.
Bundy for 2. At 95.
This is downright frightening. This might become the most. Oh, he will get Trace Erlin later in this game, low to high. He'll change his release point and his level.
And locked
like
on
a
his
golfer,
chest,
yeah.
like a golfer driving.
That's a great
straight
point,
left
Quinn.
arm gives him length and
the
torque.
whole thing is working in concert, right?
For the golf team, but I think he was all talk with that.
He just wanted him to stay happy.
Speaking of Georgetown, by the way, Owen McElroy makes another. Whether it's with the Atlas or Redwoods, haven't really seen it translate to the PLL. Still young in his career, though. So is this guy, Brennan O'Neill, down the alley, missed it with the left hand. 3 goals in the first half, 2 of them with his left hand. Matched up with Nakai Montgomery here. From outside, Ferrara.
Carolina, fake, Connors, Merle.
Dennis from way outside. McElroy saw it all the way. That's
Speaking the same language. Poor angled shots, you're not sharing the ball, and you're not scoring. They're also last in power play. So this California Redwoods offense is hurting.
Oh, Brennan O'Neill all the way after the rule. 16-3. O'Neill's got 4 points.
Rob Pennell above goal line extended, feeling pressure and playing the body. O'Neill sweeping across for a couple goals, this time getting.
At this point for Denver, guys, is it just keep doing what you're doing, or are you trying to kill clock now? Oh, that'll work.
Why would you kill clock when you could see this? What did I tell you earlier? This is an absolute hammer of a shot. Same release point, different spot. Quint, when you talk to him on the sideline, ask him what goes into his thought process when he changes the levels from outside.
O'Neill, that was deflected by Cohen.
In the discussion. Quite a good one here.
Go ask him what his handicap is. 18-3. Dennis for 2. That might have been deflected on the way to.
Gonna running over a couple guys, a few whacks.
That's what I talked about,
like
coming out of half, right?
Like,
who's going down swinging?
It's West Berg right now.
Bertrand. Whistles. Purely cosmetic at this point. Point differential is important, but if the Redwoods are going to come back.
Kirst's second assist of the today. Him and Pennell.
Here's Berg running out of the box, takes the shot. McElroy has another save. 13.
One good half against Boston, who is a championship contender. You know, this to me is more of like, we're clearly better than a 2 in
Salt Lake City, then Boston for the quarters, Long Island for the semis, and Philly for the championship, which is September 15th. There's Nakai Montgomery along goal line extended. And score.
That's his first of the season.
Yeah. So he just uses the speed dodge. He gets Dalton Young trapped. And this is where I think that game, the second half, the Cannons took advantage of Denver defensively. Five goals through 3 quarters. I don't know if you take that bet, right?
Without Bernhardt.
Right, exactly.
All right, we'll give you updates as they become available. Make sure you're following the PLL on social media. That's your best bet where to find an update. Denver 18, California 5.